Hello there, ladies and gentlemen, and welcome to another episode of Cookiecast. Today on Cookiecast, it's our newest, firmest, favouriteest podcast, The Whole Avocado. Join me and Luke as we get talking about various bits and bobs, and then we jump into the subject of this week's podcast, which is jobs. Yeah. If you're not checking us out on YouTube, why not? We've got a YouTube channel. Go and check us out. Then there's no video for this one, but there will be some pictures, so check that out. There are videos for other podcasts. So yeah, this is Cookiecast, The Whole Avocado. Right. I mean, even not saying anything, it bounces around in the green.
It's ambient noise.
Ambient noise. Ambient music. Dinner music sometimes. So.
Did we talk about pink noise and brown noise once? I can't remember.
I know what the brown noise is.
No, that's the brown note.
Right.
Brown noise is different. Brown is like the hum of traffic in the distance, like when you go out at like really late at night.
Yeah,
and
you can hear cars like
you just hear like that.
Yeah,
that's like brown noise. Really good. It's really relaxing. It's like one of my favourite sounds. And it's like you can get Spotify playlists just of that noise.
Baby's got a sound machine. It's got all sorts on. She likes
hardcore rap.
I think it might be Rain that she's got on at the moment. Are you going to introduce your podcast?
I mean, it's not my podcast.
Are you going to introduce our podcast?
Well, this is obviously The Whole Avocado.
Obviously.
Number 5?
Five time.
5 times. Wow. And I thought I would even do one.
Yeah, that was allegedly the case.
But here we are, 5th time in the little room.
Yeah.
So I have a question for you.
It wasn't me.
Well, it's not that kind of question.
37.
Do you want to buy some toilet rolls? I'm gonna be selling toilet rolls on the black market.
Have you seen? I saw a picture earlier today of an arcade that's put toilet roll and hand sanitizer in their claw machines.
Nice.
I mean,
I saw I think it was a Vegas advert, and it was like, free whatever carat diamond ring with this purchase of one roll of toilet roll, and it was like £10,000 for the toilet roll.
Yes, we are in the midst of the
pandemic.
COVID? Coronavirus.
Kobe beef.
Whatever it is.
Yeah.
Wagyu beef? What?
Yeah, Kobe beef.
Kobe beef.
Kobe v. COVID-19. Coronavirus. Whatever else you want to call it.
I mean, this is going to come out in a week's time when
everyone's dead.
I mean, it's going up at an exponential rate.
Everyone's like, well, actually, you might get loads of listens because everyone's at home, unable to work, and so they'll be like
doomsday prepping.
Yeah, they'll be like, oh, I'll tell you what I'll do. I'll listen to some podcasts.
Well, I'm a little bit of advertising by then.
You could even we could talk about how to avoid getting COVID-19 and then you can tag it and everyone will listen to it.
By washing.
Perfect.
I like the posts of. I love how people are talking about washing their hands as it's a new thing.
I know, right? Oh no, it's washing your hands for 20 seconds. Like you've got to sing Happy Birthday twice or something ridiculous.
I'm good, thanks.
I mean, my hands aren't that dirty.
It's the hand sanitizer thing as well.
I get cracks in my hand. Shit hurts.
I don't do hand sanitizer because, do you know what?
Bad for your skin.
That's the reason why everyone's sick.
Yeah.
Because we keep killing the low-level germs that keep us healthy.
Well, when we were kids, we used to play in the dirt and all this stuff, and we
George Carlin did a bit about it many years ago saying that when he was a child he used to swim in raw sewage, and he talked about like his level of hygiene at that point in time, which wasn't, I think he would admit, wasn't overly high, and he was like, and do you know what? I never get sick.
Exactly. Kids today, completely bubble wrapped, and
that's why everybody's ill.
Yeah.
That's why everyone's ill.
Yeah.
All the time. That includes me. I'm not going to say it doesn't.
You're ill. You're ill.
I'm ill.
You're never not ill.
I'm waiting.
I think it'd be more surprising if you were actually well.
Yeah, I'm waiting for the day. Excuse me. I'm waiting for the day when I can say I'm fit and healthy.
You're going to hit 40 soon, so there's no chance of that.
Well, there is that. I'm waiting for the bits to start dropping off. Like Ray at the end of Ava. If you haven't listened to the end of Ava part 1 and 2 podcast, please jump over to the page and check them out.
Alright.
Gotta get yourself promotion. Nobody else is going to do this.
My episode.
Sorry. Go and listen to the last episode of The Whole Avocado. Actually, this is a thing. Go and listen to the last episode of The Whole Avocado because it's potentially one of the best podcasts we've ever done. I don't just mean me and him. I mean Cookiecast as a rule.
Take that podcast along.
Oh,
throw down.
Shots fired.
Throw down. Have some of that.
Shots fired. Obviously, you know, we did have a shout out on a live video the other day. That was quite nice.
Who was that? Sorry, you're going to give them a shout out?
Let Loose HQ. We've already given them a shout out. We gave them a shout out at the time.
You should be always giving them a shout out.
Maybe.
Were they doing a giveaway, weren't they, when they give you a shout out?
They were doing a giveaway.
Yeah,
It
that's
was
good.
big money business.
Yeah. All your used wrestling figure needs.
The one I saw on there was a box one today. It was 50 freaking. It was over 50 quid. It was nearly 55 quid.
It is.
It was Vin Diesel. No, it was Diesel.
Oh, Vinny D. So
why have you gathered us here today?
Well, you know, just
have a little chat.
Always have a little chat. You know, it's a little catch up, a little pod chat.
Good to talk.
A pod chat. There's, you know, there is a underlying theme to all of our chats, but it's mainly just shoot the shit, catch up, see what you've been up to in the week. I know you cover these things on your own things, but how was your weekend? That's what I like to talk about. How was your weekend?
Not great. It wasn't the best, if I'm honest. I made a series of decisions, and those decisions were not the best decisions I've ever made, and I then had to live through the consequences of those decisions. And then I've spent the last day and a half just feeling really bad. Super guilty. It's what I do well.
Good weekend then?
No.
Excellent. Did you watch anything good?
I did. I can't talk about it. Secret.
Oh, that freaking film. Oh.
Don't be treading on freaking the Darkest Timeline's toes.
Oh. I don't want to wait till then. I guess I'll have to. Anyway, how was my weekend?
Oh, sorry.
Why don't you ask me that?
It's very rude of me.
Jesus.
I've realised recently I'm quite a rude person when it comes to stuff like that.
I mean, it's only taken you how many years?
Wow. How was your weekend?
Oh, and thanks for asking. My weekend was...
I already know the answer to this question.
No, but everyone else doesn't know.
You're raging alcoholic.
Everyone else doesn't know this. So
sorry, I'm supposed to ask on behalf
I
of
did the Apocalypse shop on obviously Friday night.
How many toilet rolls did you buy?
Well, we actually needed toilet rolls. So
so you just got...
normal amount. No, I got like a 9-pack as you normally do, but it was the last 9-pack in the shelves. And I had to buy yellow. Who buys yellow toilet roll?
Ooh,
I know, I hate yellow toilet roll. Anything but white. It's just not right.
Yeah. You don't see pink toilet roll that much.
Not anymore, no. He used to all the time. So yeah, did that. That was Friday night. Saturday, little mooch in town. Had a beer with a friend. First beer of the weekend. It was, I'm going to give a shout out.
First of many, was it?
First of many.
You're going to give a shout out to the beer or the person?
No, it's the beer. I know you love your wanky beers.
Oh, God, here we go.
So shout out to Brew York for making the excellent Rhubarber Streisand beer. It was
I will allow a Brew York shout out.
Oh, Brew York.
Myself and Cookiecast are closely affiliated with said Brew York.
So good. So after I had that pint and a bit of food, popped via the House of Drum and Madness to get a few cans to take home.
The House of Pretentious Madness.
Don't you call it that?
Was it full of
Don't you call it
a
that?
lot of people saying, yeah, and the word subjective. I think I find it's quite subjective.
I won't have anything bad to say. Anyway, I bought a couple more cans to take home.
Okay.
So
of the same?
Yeah, of the same.
You not get a nice Emperor's Tonkoku?
No, I did not, no. So yeah, had some of that. Took it home, drank that in the night. It was really good. A few more beers there. Sunday morning, had breakfast at Carluccio's. Near Betty's.
Yeah. What time? You see, for me, going out for breakfast. Obviously, like I say, this is not the first time I've actually heard this. But like, if you were to go out for breakfast on a Sunday,
yeah.
What time are these places opening?
Well, we were there for 10.
That's not breakfast time.
Yeah, but if you get up a bit later, and by the time you're ready and into town...
You know what time I was up on Sunday?
Well, you have a child.
3 of the things.
Well, I don't... That's different. Because it's not what time you would want to get up.
20 past 5.
It's not what time you would want to get up. It's what time they get up.
Certainly
Me,
is.
I get up when I want. Well, it's usually around about 6 every day, but no, we're up and yeah, I had a cup of coffee before I left the house, so that's fine. Then walk into town. By the time to get into town, when I had a nice breakfast, I had Eggs Benedict. It was very nice.
Do you know what I had?
Waffles.
No. I had a crumpet.
With
a poached egg on.
Oh.
Oh, indeed. Big shout out to JK on that one.
I love a poached egg. How do you do poachies?
Technically, it was a steamed egg. As JK pointed out to me, if you do it in the microwave, it's a steamed egg, not poached egg.
Absolute heathen.
Time is of the essence.
You don't microwave things.
I don't have any
vinegar.
On.
The only time you need to microwave something is you can do scramblies.
Yeah.
Scramblies in the microwave, fine.
Yeah.
Because it's easier. Poachies, no way. You get poach pod. Poach pods are the best thing. And they just float in the water and it poaches your egg.
I ain't got time. It's got to be like that. I want to be on the go. Go.
You know what I find really difficult though? Boilers. Soft boilers. I can never get nippy. I love a nippy egg. Can never do it.
Why not? 3 minutes.
I know, but do you boil the water then put the egg in? Or do you put the egg in and then boil the water?
I think you boil the water. The water has to be boiling, then you add the egg, then you time it for 3 minutes.
Don't tell me.
I haven't done a soft boiled egg in quite some time. I was actually talking about it the other day.
Oh, I do like I love a good egg.
Few soldiers.
Well, yeah. Anyway, went to Turtle Bay on the afternoon for a bit of food and a few more drinks. Quite nice, Turtle Bay. It was really nice. I had a weird fish patty burger with crispy squid and other bits on it. It was really good.
Okay.
Yeah, but that was it. And yeah, didn't have any more drinks, so did get alcohol that day though. For I got a bottle of Jack. I got a bottle of Maker's Mark, whatever number it is, earlier on in the week. I think there's another one, but I can't remember. Too much whiskey. So that was my weekend. I've not really done anything. Didn't watch anything. I've started watching one of your favourite shows again from the beginning. Started watching New Girl.
Oh.
But not for Jess. Not for Zoe Deschanel.
Oh, I felt a part of me inside just die a little.
Oh God. You know, it's a good show. If you took her out of it, it would be a good show.
I could probably get on board with that. Wasn't that the show where they replaced one of the actors?
He came back. We were talking about that because we've obviously seen it before, but we're talking about the kind of unintentional racism. I know we don't talk about things like this in your podcast, but it's the fact that never noticed on that second episode after Coach had been taken out of it that the new actor, Ramon Morris, I think his name is, was actually in the title sequence, and obviously didn't realise. You just like went into the episode when you first watched it and thought, who's this guy? And obviously he was in the title sequence. I know.
Wow.
I know.
Remember, Luke, there's nothing casual about racism.
And I said unintentional, I didn't say casual.
I know. Can be a bit of casual racism. Nothing casual about racism.
Anyway, so other than that, we've not really been up to much. I turned 40 since we last did a podcast.
Well, I was like, when you were saying that you had a load of whiskey, I was like, at some point we'll have to sort of address the elephant in the room. So, how is it? Do more things ache?
No. Someone said to me the other day at work, said, "Oh, you don't look 40. You look nowhere near 40." And I was like, "Yeah, on the outside I look young, but it's on the inside that it's just all falling to bits. It's like slowly decaying from the inside."
But that's it. That's one of the reasons why 40 is such a big thing, because I think, isn't it that your body stops producing or slows down producing new cells at that point, and then the old ones start to die off and all that.
Great.
At 40, everything is
a chore.
It was chore. It's everything's sort of like it's decaying, isn't it?
Yeah.
You know, I remember from working in optics that the whole thing about it was like your eyesight, no matter what you do, no matter how you do it, your eyesight will start to deteriorate after 40.
Why 40 though? Who decided that?
It's not a thing, it's just wear and tear. And your muscle, the eye muscle contracts, 40,000 times a day or something, and they just harden, so they can't do it as much. And that's it. It's as simple as that.
But yeah. So I was at work. Last Wednesday I was at work.
I was surprised about that.
Well, it's because we're doing something this week, so hopefully, if all doesn't go hopefully we'll be going down to London, then across to France and the Eurostar. But who knows? I'm off to see Le Mickey Mouse on the Friday. If it doesn't all go to pot, because today they announced that one of the workers in Disney contracted the virus.
I was going to mention that.
Yeah, don't worry, I am fully aware. It does worry me. Disney's statement says he was an evening worker. They've already bumped up their decontamination.
I mean, when it's Disney, I mean that probably means.
I think they've shut Shanghai and Japan.
Disney's
not the country.
A lot of shotgun shells will have been purchased and used over the last few days in Disney, I imagine. You know, out the back. Come on, old yellow.
So yeah, I'm a bit worried, but yeah, so that's why I was at work, because we're doing something this week.
But even so, you could have taken the day off.
I don't really got the holiday. You know, they've got things booked out throughout like the year, and I also had the big trip to Florida last. Did I mention that?
Whoa!
Did I mention that? I went to Florida last year. Oh, I
just slipped that into conversation. When was that?
I think I went when you were maybe listening to podcasts.
I've never heard a podcast before.
Oh, okay.
I've heard people say that they're quite good, and at some point I might give one a listen, but I've never listened to one. I
downloaded a new app for podcasts today.
What's that then?
It's called Cookiecast.
Okay.
And it was recommended, and it's just an easier way to.
Am I on there?
I don't know. Should we have a look?
Is the Royal Collective We on there?
Sure, Cookie.
But it's not
Cast.
there. But it's not there. Hey!
He is on there.
is.
Look at that. 249 episodes.
You know what that makes this, don't you?
So it looks like it just kind of pulls them from everywhere because it has a link to SoundCloud.
Really?
Yeah. It says released daily. Next episode any day now.
Wow.
Yeah. So that's pretty cool, isn't it?
There you go, people. What's it called?
Pocket Casts.
Pocket Casts, a new way to listen to your favourite podcast, which is, of course, Cookiecast, and any of those other rubbish ones you listen to.
Well, I got it for Serial, which is the offshoot of This American Life, and talks about, like, basically, talks about people who are in prison and things like that, and, like, it was really interesting, so I got it for that. What else? Oh, so work, right? Birthday comes around, big 40th.
Yeah.
I was like, at work they do like collections for big birthdays and things, and like get gifts and do whatever.
Yeah.
Wednesday comes around, yeah.
Not going to forget you. Not Luke. Nobody forgets Luke.
Quite excited, yeah. I was like, oh yeah, my birthday. they might decorate my desk. Oh. Yeah, it might be. I don't really want it. Walk in, nothing. Okay, fair enough. Well, they might do a gift. They like to gift in the morning. Morning goes by, nothing. All right, yeah. Well, they might. I've got till the end of the day. A couple of people wish me happy birthday. Yeah. I didn't know, and a couple say, "Oh, I didn't know it was your birthday."
Not a good sign, because they've obviously not signed the
Wednesday goes by.
Oh.
Nothing. I was like, fair enough. Bit pissed off by it.
Oh dear.
Thursday comes along. All day. Nothing. A few people say, "Oh, I didn't know it was your birthday. Sorry, I totally didn't know. Oh, you should have said it was your birthday." I had told people. A week before, 2 weeks before, I had told people.
Just not the right people.
Well, exactly.
Clearly.
One person's like, "Oh, well, I've got together a few people going to do a buffet on Friday for your birthday." I hate buffets.
Oh.
I hate them so much.
Because you know the one thing that you want in a high virus/infection type
Finger
of time
food
is loads of grubby fingers all over your food.
It's not just that, it's the kind of food that is there. It's always the same shit. Bags of crisps that no one really eats.
80% meat and 20% vegetarian, and then all the vegetarian
sausage
food
rolls.
goes first.
Yeah. Sausage rolls. Fucking... the bit I hate the most when people either bring in like a load of bread and butter or cheese. I hate it when they bring in cheese and it sits there all day and goes sweaty.
Not that we're ungrateful or anything.
Oh no. But then I got told about 10 minutes later, "Oh yeah, I've spoken to a few people and most of them are quite skint, so I don't think that buffet's going to happen." Bear in mind, they had been paid 7 days ago. I was like, okay, yeah, that's fine. But I didn't want it anyway, so I'm kind of glad. But don't bullshit me. Don't just say we're going to do a buffet just to try and make me feel better. So Friday comes around. All day Friday. Nothing. With an hour and a half left of work to go, I get a present.
There you go.
I got some beers.
Beers?
Yeah.
Were they of the...
Wanky? No.
Wanky variety?
What, Yorkshire Terrier and Guzzler.
Oh.
They weren't like... They were proper beers.
Not super wanky.
So I got some beers and I got a card. And I got... I even got some treats to give out to the staff to like say they were from me. So, I know. How does that work? I got them M&S tubs that everyone always gets.
Right.
The 2 for whatever M&S tubs that are like...
Yeah.
Yeah, so I got them to give out to the staff.
Okay.
So, I tell you what, I was really happy. I'm really grateful. And I was, as I said in the message to everyone, brought a tear to my eye. Because I wasn't expecting. I thought people had just been like, mugged me off and just be like, fucking Luke, who cares?
I mean, it was 2 days late, and it wasn't like you weren't there on the actual day.
The whole thing
More
was...
than that,
The whole thing was, we used a system called Workday at work. Some of the listeners will know it.
Yeah.
And I know from a fact that the managers, whichever manager you're under, will get a thing through on their thing saying it's so-and-so's birthday in however many days.
Yep.
So he knew. It was a big birthday. But they're rectified anyway. Don't want to dwell on that.
All's well.
Exactly.
That ends well.
Exactly.
Eventually.
And now they're getting rid of all the teams and moving them to...
Up my way.
Yeah, and we're getting some of y'all lot.
Good luck with that.
Are we getting any of the podcast alum?
Yes.
Oh, really?
One of podcast alone.
That means you can't hang out with him outside of work either.
Well, currently, it's still okay.
Currently.
But that's probably covered.
Yeah, but they moved a girl who sees another girl outside of work to Monk's Cross because they see each other that frequently.
I've heard a couple of things. Obviously, the stance is, and I actually asked them. I gave them straight out with that. I was like, everybody here knows I do a podcast. I do that podcast with. I didn't even get past that. My manager was like, at this point in time, we can't stop you.
No, exactly.
Doing that.
I think the only way they can stop people is if the government says to self-isolate.
They were like, in the future, however, we still can't stop you. However, we might strongly suggest you don't do it. I think at this point in time, the number's 25. You can't have a group gathering of over 25 people. Yes, if X person's based at one place for a specific reason and Y person is based somewhere else, there's little point in that if those people are then meeting after work. So, but as it stands at this point in time, it's all okay. So,
someone said to me today they heard a fantastic conspiracy theory about this whole COVID-19 thing, and they said it could be the planet fighting back and trying to heal itself by killing off people. So there's less natural resources taken away from it. So that's quite a movie idea. It's
no, this is hands down a man-made thing that was released by America with conjunction with the UK to cover up the impeachment and Brexit, but with a double edge of
before all that.
It's only attacks old people.
Well, exactly. This is the thing. It's
what are they also known as? All right, that's it. The biggest burden on our society.
Exactly.
That's what it
Places like Japan are struggling because their aging population is living too long.
What are they always saying about the NHS again? They've got too much money and they've got too many members of staff. That's what they're always saying about the NHS, and that's because of all the old. Oh, but then all the old people are the ones that are. I mean, I can't see any connections. Sorry.
Anyway,
this is not the forum for conspiracies.
No.
However, if you want to jump over to the conspiracy theory podcast,
is there one?
At this rate, there's probably going to be. I could talk all day about conspiracy theories. Jesus, love a good conspiracy theory.
There was probably too many.
Never landed on the moon.
That's bullshit. But I think there's probably too many other things out there. There's many.
Let's get into the flat Earth conspiracy.
Yeah, I'd rather. Can we just rename them as the fucking idiot conspiracy theorists?
I mean, there are legit people out there. Earth's flat. Alright.
Idiots, man. So our work is still, fighting the good cause for when it comes to coronavirus, so it seems. But good on them, I can see what they're doing as a business. They are trying to still give customers the support that they need, things like that. So, good on them. Well, we've both worked for that company. I'm on 11 years, without being a temp.
Official, I've just had 10.
Yeah. Bonus money.
I did.
Long-term service award.
Eventually.
Yeah, it took me a while. Was it 150?
Yeah, I think so.
It's better now. So yeah, we've both been. I started Kelly Services. I think that's how I started that job. Did a year? Well, no, about 6 months Kelly Services. Who don't exist anymore. Then became full time, and yeah, so technically 11 years. Technically a little bit longer.
I had mine was different. I went from being a temp to being fixed term.
Ooh.
I think I was fixed term for a year.
Yeah, fixed term's not great.
And then I then went, because they had to make, obviously after a year they have to make a decision.
Yeah.
So I was then employed by the company.
Well, I will never take a fixed term secondment anymore. Because it's just too dangerous.
Yeah.
But yeah, so talking about, that's obviously the last 10 and 11 years of our life.
Yeah.
So let's talk about our first jobs and kind of move through the kind of the job history. Because I don't want to talk about the current job, because we're both in that job, and we both. It's been one of the best. I wouldn't have been there this long if I completely hated it.
No, I mean, I've always said to people, where I work now was the best job that I could do for the time I was at. Looking back, I was going through some major, mental health issues with regards to work at that time. I'd gone through all sorts of stuff. I'd gone from a job that was just, it was everything and more, and then it took me 2 years to get over that whole sort of situation. So first job is tricky because,
well, I'm not talking like paper rounds. I'm not talking like working at the hotel.
I was going to say, because really it would be the hotel.
I'm talking like out on your own, away. Paper round isn't really a job. Paper round's like a hobby for kids.
So first job, I worked in other hotels. So I worked at Acresdean and the Priory.
Yeah, but that's kind of one and the same, because they were friends of the family.
Yeah, I mean, it was still a job. It still paid me a wage. It still kept me off the streets.
I mean, you were young enough to not be on the street. Yeah, still lived at home.
Yeah. I had a job in a tobacconist. One of the only remaining tobacconists.
Wait, was that your first job?
I was 16.
Really?
Wait, no.
No, it's got to be...
No, I might have been 18 to do that.
Yeah, because you couldn't sell cigarettes.
Because I wouldn't have been able to sell lottery and stuff like that.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah. So, and I think when I applied for that job, I either had just turned 18 or was about to turn 18. And you apply for a job and you leave it a week or something.
Yeah.
I think I'd just turned 18. So between 16 to 18 I was at college. So I
was working when I was 16. I was working for that bloody New Earth comic books.
Yeah.
So I was working on a weekend selling comic books, doing the odd jobs, in that terrible comic book shop in the Davy Gate Centre.
It was an interesting setup down there.
It was weird.
It was weird because obviously the Davy Gate was 2 minutes away from closing down. There
was nothing in it.
And
back entrance to VHS.
3/4 of it was not only empty because there was nothing there. They didn't even put the lights on.
No, exactly.
It was just like, did you ever go past that corner where the entrance to VHS was and where New Earth was? Did you ever go round that corner?
Wasn't it a record shop?
I think so.
Yeah, I think it was a record shop. There was the advertisers' offices there as well. It
was creepy.
Yeah.
Because like I said, they didn't put the lights on.
It was weird. It was... on the entrance there was I think it was a holiday place.
Yep.
And it was a Wimpy, but then it turned into a Burger King on the inside. And then in there was some naff fabric shops. There was
Yeah.
Little Greasy Spoon Cafe.
Yep.
Obviously the comic book shop.
Yep.
Yorcom, the computer shop, because it wasn't just games, it was computer parts
and stuff. Yeah.
And they had got arcades in there at one point. Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then obviously the back entrance VHS.
Yep.
Was there a model shop in there?
There was.
I remember my brother going in there a lot. Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, and you weren't allowed to skateboard or anything through there. Rollerblade, roller skate.
No, even though
Because there was a security guard.
It would have been perfect.
Oh yeah, absolutely.
Roller something.
That was my first job. I don't think I was at it long. Nothing to put on my CV anyway. I wouldn't go that far back. How far back do you go on your CV?
If I was to write a CV now, I honestly don't know, because what are they going to care about? Like, I've been in the same job for
but if you were
10, 11, 12 years.
Well, exactly.
Are they not just going to care about that?
Yes and no, because they want to see if you've had any other experience other than...
I would jump back. No, I'll say the name.
Why?
I'm going to have to edit that out.
Why?
It's not allowed to say the name.
I just have to make sure that you remember the time that it was.
35.
We've said it before in the past.
Nope.
Are you sure?
Yep.
Oh my god.
I'll have to edit it out.
Oh.
I'll have to do like Bert did.
Name
editor.
Well, it's said now. Maybe you can leave it. Maybe no one will even bat an eyelid. Have none of the other podcast alum ever said it? Really?
No, never. It's never been said.
Oh.
There you go. You can have that. You can have that crown. You're the first one to say where we work.
People are gonna hunt you down now.
There is that problem as well.
Yeah. Where's my money?
I want my money.
But yeah, I wouldn't. I think I would go. But I think my CV goes as far back as...
The issue for me is, not to interrupt, because you are thinking of this.
I still can't even think how far it goes back.
The issue for me is, up until working where we work now, everything I was doing was management. So I would probably want those roles put in on a CV, especially if at this point in time I was going for a management role.
Yeah.
And it was like, X number of years managing X, and I did 6 months managing this, and a year managing this. So it was all management stuff. So I would probably go back as far as Vision Express.
See, I'd probably go quite far back, but on my further back jobs, it literally just says the job, where I worked, the job title,
and the years.
Yeah.
I
don't want to go into detail. There's no point in going into detail.
No, I mean, I imagine at this point in time, even Vision Express would be...
You wouldn't need it.
They'd be like, don't need to know that.
No.
Need to know what your last 3 jobs were.
Exactly. We've been working steadily.
Your last 3 jobs probably cover 15 years, so that's probably enough. So, yeah, I don't know.
Yeah, I wouldn't... when was the last time you wrote a CV? When you updated it? Because did you know, a CV, it shouldn't be about what you've done. It's about what you can do.
Yeah, because you're supposed to be selling yourself.
Yeah, I'd really need to rewrite my CV.
Like a whore does.
I don't know, I've never seen a whore's CV. do they give you a CV? If the
Kind of.
Have a look of my resume.
Look at my resume. This is a hose pipe and this is a golf ball. Let's do this. So, first job, you were in the comic trade, in the comics, and I worked in one of the only tobacconists left in the country.
Recently gone,
and it has now gone.
Yeah,
which is a real shame. Mr. Dench would agree with me. Can't get his pipe tobacco. Can't buy cigars anymore.
does he not vape? Everyone vapes.
Oh, sacrilege! You'd have your hands for
You're
that.
gonna get anyone who smokes. Come on, anyone who smokes a pipe at a younger age.
He's going to put you out with the peasants and hunt you.
Oh man, what is he like? Is he into steampunk? Does he wear a monocle? Come on, man.
I think given the chance he would.
Pipes, man, not good.
He likes a pipe every now and then.
Crack pipe.
Well, I mean, we all love a crack pipe.
Oh well, you know.
I smoked a little bit of crack
Smoke a
before
ball.
this.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So yeah, tobacconist. Yeah, it was a decent little place. Nice. I loved the smell of that shop.
Yeah, a lot of people. Like if I was out and about and I met people and stuff, they'd be like, "Oh, what do you do for a job?" And I'd be like, "Oh, I work in the tobacconist in town." They're like, literally, first words out of people's mouths. Oh, I love the smell in there.
Yeah, like cherry, whatever it was.
Cherry pipe tobacco. Everybody loved it. People used to come in. Like, I don't smoke, but can I have a sniff of your cherry pipe tobacco? Like, yes.
Yeah, £5, please. And it sold cool Zippos, and it
did.
It had like a little humidor.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Which got sort of steadily upgraded as time
It did.
went on.
Yeah, I remember that.
By the time they closed, that section was its own room.
Yeah.
So
I remember going in there, and I think the owners just hated anyone who came in to see you.
yeah, they did.
Yeah, they were quite old.
It was a place of employment,
Yeah.
not enjoyment.
Yeah, exactly.
Shout out to Tom Quinn.
So after comics, I'd worked at remember Jackson's?
Before Sainsbury's bought them all out.
Before it
put them all
became
into
Jackson Sainsbury's.
Yeah.
And then it became
Where
Sainsbury's.
they pretended that they were keeping the Jackson
Well,
name.
we're going to keep the name. Yeah, I worked at Jackson's. Back in the day when they used to wear like striped shirts still.
When did you work in Jackson? Which one?
I worked on Bishopthorpe Road, Jackson's.
Did I know that?
Must have done. I met Pudge when I worked there.
Did I know that?
You must have done. I worked there for about a year.
Have I forgotten that?
I think I was 17 when I was 17 when I worked there, because I had to get permission to sell alcohol every time.
Wow.
And it was Bishopthorpe Road before it was the hip, cool, trendy place it is now.
Well, Bishopthorpe Road is its own community.
Well, yeah.
It's like its own little village.
So yeah, that was my next job on from that.
Wow.
Hated it. There's certain songs that I like, 60s songs.
Can't listen to now.
Can't listen
You've
to.
heard them on loop.
Yeah.
All
Jackson's
day.
FM, which was a CD.
Mm.
Oh.
Surely that's false advertising.
Well, yeah, exactly. And even when they changed them, the songs didn't change, and it was just the same one.
You and I both worked somewhere. I worked there at Christmas.
Oh God, was this the next little job along?
Possibly, yeah.
It was really. I'm pretty sure I've missed some jobs out, but yeah, this was like.
I was going to say, I worked in a place in Christmas that had one Christmas CD.
Yeah.
So you'd get an hour's worth of Christmas songs, and then it'd just start playing again.
Out, yeah.
And like you, there are certain Christmas songs that I detest to this day and age, because the moment they start playing, all I can think is the water torture that was having to hear that song 60 times a day.
So, after Tobacconist, where did you go on to?
Well. I had to supplement my income because it was a weekend job, because I was at college. I needed a bit of cheddar cheese.
Drug dealing.
I was a bit later.
All right.
I needed a little bit of cheddar cheese to get me. Like we talked about like the paper rounds and stuff.
Yep.
So we talked about paper rounds, and there comes a point in a young man's life where a paper round just don't quite got the mustard. So I needed the next step up. So I went from like £14 a week to like £26 a week.
Yeah.
Now we're talking real money. You work there 4 weeks in a month. Whoa, £100 and something, that, innit? Shows how good my maths is. But at the point where it was like, look, this college life really isn't working for me. I need to. I'm not going to go back. Right, well, then you have to get a job. Okay, I will do that. And I just sat my ass for X amount of time working on the principle that I didn't need to get a job. And I could just work my weekend job because that would pay me enough money to survive through the week.
Yeah.
Obviously, other people had other ideas, and it was, you're not living here for free. So, if you're not at college, you have to go and get a job. And I got that sick and tired of listening to it. I went out the door that morning, and by the time 6 o'clock that evening rolled round, I had a job.
And where was that?
That job was working as a quote-unquote night manager for the Lady Anne Middleton's Hotel.
Oh, God, yeah. Oh, God.
Which is on Skeldergate.
Yeah. That was, I couldn't have done it. I could not have done that job.
It was a time in my life which I'm grateful for, because a lot of people because it was working nights.
Yeah.
Now, what I will say was it worked on a rolling system, so you worked 3 nights on, 4 nights off, which was great, unless you had a day job, which 1/2 days a week, through the summer, they were open on Sunday.
Yeah.
The tobacconist. I was actually talking about this today. What would happen is I would have to work Friday night, all day Saturday, Saturday night, all day Sunday, and Sunday night.
I've literally just remembered 2 jobs I had before. This is how many jobs I had when I was a kid. Yeah. But carry on. Sorry.
You have a million jobs.
Yeah.
So yeah, that was a thing. And I'd be like, oh yeah, I used to work 56 hours straight. And then get home on a Monday morning, not be able to sleep. Because I'd been up that long.
Yeah.
I once got a lift to work, which was a rarity. When I'd worked I'd worked the Friday night, I worked the Saturday, and I was going to work the Saturday night. And I got a lift to work, and we were early, and I fell asleep in the car, and I had about half an hour's sleep.
That's all you need.
I managed to stay awake through the entire night to do my night job. But like I say, it sort of varied. Like, it worked on a rolling thing, so every now and then there was a weekend, which was a weekend from hell.
You see, it's not a question of doing the nights in the hotel. I could not do. It is the fact that hotel was one of the spookiest places.
Yeah, it was super creepy.
Oh, man.
Yeah.
When you had to go up into the organ room and turn the lights off on a night, that was the creepiest bloody hotel I have ever been in.
Yeah. It was super creepy. It's obviously, it's an old building that's been modernised, but some of it hasn't. Some of it's just been brought up to scratch, sort of thing, to keep the... Because it was a lot of it was a tourist attraction and a hotel.
Yeah, exactly.
They'd put things on like function rooms and stuff, and every room was massive. So the I don't even know what you would call it, because it was like the entrance, but then
it's like a reception
slash. But then there was loads of seating and a bar.
It was like a bar,
all that. So that was massive. The function room that came off the side of that kitchen was massive. Big enough. Massive kitchen, massive diner. The place was just huge.
It was almost kind of like a maze as well, because it was things going everywhere.
Yeah. So on one hand, when there's people milling around, when there's people about, it's fine. But you get yourself at a 3 o'clock in the morning situation where you're reading a book and you're on your own. Yeah. Yeah, pretty creepy.
Yeah, especially because it was was it conservatory kind of?
Yeah.
In that area,
roofing.
so and there was lots of trees around, and didn't like it.
There was all sorts of stuff, and that was one of those that, like I say, I appreciate that time, because that time gave me a job that paid better than the job I was doing. I essentially had a weekend job.
Yeah.
And this was more like a bit more like a job. Yeah. Fair enough. It was only 3, but it was a 12-hour shift, and you got paid for 12 hours, times that by 3, times it by, you were working 3 hours, you'd work 3 nights, then you got 4 days off, all of this sort of stuff. So I'm thankful for it, but towards the back end, it was really grating on me. And I got into a few situations, got into a fight with someone. I got into like all these various situations. There was this whole thing that like the bar was supposed to be 24 hours. People would be coming in at like 2, 3, 4 in the morning. Oh, is the bar open, mate? No, sorry, it's shut. Because I just couldn't be doing with people. It was just like, it's 2 o'clock in the morning, go to bed.
Yeah.
Oh, are you sure you can't just do one, mate? No, sorry, mate, bar's closed.
Yeah, exactly.
Stuff like that, it was, you got to sort of pick your battles and stuff. Sometimes people would come and be like, oh, any chance of getting a drink? And those times would be like, yeah, go on then. And sometimes it was alright, sometimes it wasn't.
Get yourself one, mate.
Have one for yourself. Cheers. There were some interesting incidences that happened at that place. I'm sure if Paul was here, he could tell us. Not podcast Paul, different Paul.
Well, you know what? I was gonna bring up that, but I thought maybe I won't. Maybe I won't.
I think that can probably potentially.
Maybe we'll get Paul on the show one day and just kind of like get him to tell the story.
His version of the story and the truth are very different.
Oh my god.
He had at one point resigned himself to being able to tell a version of that story. I know this is one of those annoying things, but I don't know if that story should quite be released into the wild just yet.
Well, no, he might have a family, then they might listen and be like, oh my god. See, I am struggling to remember where I went.
So what are these other magical jobs you remember?
Well, obviously we did we both work at Argos?
So that's the one where I worked there over Christmas.
Yeah, we both had like a temp job part-time job at Argos.
Do you know the best thing about working
in the stockroom?
In the stockroom.
Yeah.
So I did a couple of days out on the floor. I did security one day.
Oh, nice.
That was an absolute nightmare.
How can you do security in Argos? Everything's in the back.
Well, it was like, and at the end of the day, it turned out to be more like people would ask you questions and you like answer questions and stuff. But that was wandering around the same 20-foot space.
It was tiny.
For 7 hours.
Yeah.
The stockroom was worse, so
I kind of enjoyed it.
But I got a bit of time on the tills. The best job you could have there was having the keys for the valuables room.
Like all the posh electronics.
That was the job you wanted.
Yeah, that was pretty cool.
Because you only had to do, quote unquote, your job when somebody bought something out of that room. The rest of the time, you just sat on your ass. It was like, sweet. Best thing about working for Argos, I worked there for 3 months. 3 months after I left, they were still paying me.
Nice.
And it was a full-time job. It was.
One of the main memories of Argos I have was I was staying at your house in Clifton Mill.
Yeah.
And I got to work, and I was like, bloody hell, it's really quiet. No one's here. I mean, it's like, oh, can't believe I'm so early. Clocks had changed. I did that. I had not.
I did that at Vision Express one morning. Turned up, I was like, oh, there's nobody here. That's unusual on a Sunday morning. In fact, none of these shops are open.
An hour early for work. I was like, Jesus Christ. The other jobs I remembered, very brief, they were brief jobs, but I had 2 jobs at the same time, and it was, I can't remember what age I must have been, but it must have been quite young. I worked as a cleaner at Marks and Spencer's home on a morning. Every morning throughout the week. I was terrible at getting up for that. And then on certain days, I used to go and work my shift at Electronics Boutique.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yep, that's another one I remember. I mean, obviously, we haven't talked about the time I spent working for Joe.
Did you work for Joe?
I worked for Joe for quite some time.
Oh, Sorry to hear that.
Yeah, me too. It wasn't there.
Well, yeah, so we did both. I'm kind of really getting
We were
out
off. This is it. Now I'm all over the map now because
Yeah.
I can't remember when I worked for Joe.
I can't even remember
But it was for a
what
while.
point we worked out for August.
I worked for Joe before I went to the hotel.
Really?
Yeah.
Oh.
Because the best thing about working for Joe was it was Monday to Friday. And then I could still do my weekend job. I remember having that conversation with him when he offered me a job. And I was like, can I still do my weekend job? Yeah. And he paid me almost nothing for 5 days work.
Yeah.
And that was I had to get to your house. I think I used to have to get there for 6:30.
Because he saw it as teaching you a skill as well.
Yeah.
But I mean, I'm guessing the skill was dog's body work.
Yeah. And then I remember getting a pay rise, which I think might have been paying me 3 times as much as I'd been earning previously. And even that was like, I'm still not sure this is a proper wage.
So, for those that don't know, Joe is, well, I mean, technically he's my stepdad.
Technically he is.
Yeah. So, and he was a plumber and electrician. He's retired now.
Yep.
But, so yeah, he was teaching the skills of...
He was?
I mean, obviously you retained all those hard-earned skills.
Oh, absolutely.
Yeah.
I can certainly, I can put a radiator up and then, wire it for electrics.
Absolutely. So, what else? So, yeah, I'm getting really confused with jobs now. Things keep coming back to me. I tried writing these down. I couldn't remember them all. I couldn't remember them in the right order.
Well, yeah, because now I'm like, oh, that's not the first electrics job I had, because I had a job working for my uncle doing electrics.
Yeah.
I think that might have been a summer job. I think I got paid
at one point
even less.
I worked for H&V at Monk's Cross, but I can't remember when that was. It was a Christmas job, and it was H&V at Monk's Cross.
Freaking Norma. I'd forgotten there was a H&V at Monk's Cross.
Well, yeah, exactly.
Now I remember there was one there.
Because Lee Harris worked there. He was the security guard there for some time.
He was. Yeah, I mean, obviously I completely glossed over Argos, and then I was like, oh, me and you work for Argos.
Yeah, exactly.
Obviously I didn't mention that I did one whole shift for McDonald's.
I always like to bring that up.
Now then.
You denied that job for many years.
What was the outcome of that job? Maybe I could ask you what the outcome was.
Which one?
McDonald's. What was the outcome?
What do you mean the outcome?
Well, I did one shift.
Yeah.
Where about 10 minutes into that shift, I was like, the moment this finishes, I am never coming back here. That place, that is on I've got a list of worst jobs I've ever done.
Yep.
That one is on there. Nobody should work for McDonald's.
Well, no, because a lot of people do work for McDonald's, and a lot of people do stay there. I hear there is very good management
prospects, yes.
But you've got to start somewhere.
They told me I was putting too much lettuce on the burgers.
When you were stacking the Mac?
Yes. They told me I was putting too much lettuce on the burgers.
Well,
that was the point I knew.
Because you're a vegetarian, of course you're going to put too much lettuce. You prefer the lettuce.
I was just like, the fuck. And then they came to me quite early on. They were like, somebody's phoned and said that they can't do their later shift. I think the shift I was doing was something like 8 hours.
Right.
And they were like, can you cover their shift? I'm like, sorry,
go fuck yourself.
I'm sorry, what? It's like, yeah, it's just another 5 hours, and then you'll be able to go home. It's like, what?
Yeah.
And they were deadly serious, and I went with, no, I'm sorry, I can't do that. Oh, you sure about that? Because that's going to look really bad on your first day. And in the back of my head, I was like,
it's my fucking first day.
I mean, I don't care in the slightest.
Yeah.
I was like, I don't think I can do that. Oh, and they were really pushy. And in the end, I was like, I have a medication that I have to take at a particular time, and you guys told me I was going to do X number of hours. You said nothing about this being a possibility. And believe me, if I don't take that medication, you do not want me in a kitchen. Well, what's the medication? I was like, I suffer really badly with hay fever. Do you honestly want me sneezing all over the food? Yeah, maybe not. We'll get back to you. I was like, wow.
Yeah, let's say you don't.
So I tore out of that place. Toot sweet.
Yeah, I can. I think my job similar was I worked for. It was a telesales job. For Stay Bright Windows. Right? I worked for them for 4.5 hours. Just to do like a beginning shift, to get used to it, do a few calls. This is when, before all this automated scamming malarkey came in, this was telesales, cold calling people to see if they wanted Windows.
Here's a Rolodex, get dialing.
Exactly.
Yep.
And yeah, it was literally just pick up the phone, dial the number, get shouted at, put the phone down, next number. Yeah. And yeah, I did. They were like, "Oh, fantastic, good job, Luke. I'll see you tomorrow then." Yeah, see you tomorrow. Never went back.
I've got so many of those stories. I did a job years later. This was in my 2-year gap, is what I refer to it as. I did a job that was very much a one day. I did one day in that job, and I knew 10 minutes into the day that job was not for me because of the way that company started their day.
Calisthenics.
There was music involved, let's put it
this
way.
Oh, nice.
Oh, I have
they dance it out.
Cringed so
dance
much.
Dance it out, guys.
The place was a fucking scam as well. They were paying people in cash. They were supposed to be a legitimate business. They had you're on the payroll and this, that and the other, but they would give you bonuses in cash. You always
know like a company's going to go under when they've got that sign in the window, cash only. You're like, oh, you're on your way out.
It was a scam, and it was one of these. If you walk into a shopping centre and you see the plinth and the two people either side, dressed in suits, they want to sell you something.
Yeah,
it was that.
I hate clipboarders.
And now, when I see them out and about, I'm like, I wonder how legitimate your job is, because I've seen behind the curtain on that one. Terrifying.
So where was next? I think we're just kind of listing jobs now, where there's not really a particular order to it anymore.
Obviously, we need to discuss a certain job.
Which one?
A job that you and I both worked for. We worked for a company. It was in our younger days.
Oh. That was really young. That was like 14.
It was 16.
It was 16.
We did it the summer holidays of.
See, we are like jumping back again now to like 16th, beginning jobs. Yeah. This was like This was it because of my aunt too.
Yes.
My aunt that helped get us this job.
Oh, helped. There's a word.
Got us this fantastic job. It was kind of rewarding.
Because we got to go see Metallica.
Apart from that, okay, so we both worked one summer for the British Nursing Association.
Oh God!
And it's not what it sounds like. We weren't
nurses.
We weren't nurses.
We weren't medically.
I was British.
We weren't British. We weren't.
I might work for an association. So basically, the job entailed, for those who have never done this job or heard of it, we were responsible for basically going to old people's houses, tidying them up, giving them a polish, giving them a hoover. That was like the day-to-day. You had a list of these houses you went to, and 99% of the time it was lovely. They were nice old people. You got some good chats with them.
Yeah.
Every house smelled exactly the same. People smell.
I rated it as you had your cup of tea and a biscuit.
Yep.
Place.
Yep.
You had your, don't worry about a lot of it was company. You'd have a cup of tea and a biscuit. Then you'd be like, oh, what do you need me to do today? And they'd be like, oh, don't worry about that. Why don't you have another biscuit? Shall I put the kettle on? That was one type. That covered about 30% of the jobs.
Yep.
Then you had the person you would turn up and they would go, here's a list of jobs for you to do.
Yeah.
And they'd be like, really easy jobs, like, can you put this tin in this cupboard sort of job.
Exactly, just have a polish around.
But you'd be there for so many hours. And you'd probably do stuff, but it was easy stuff. And then it was like, would you like a glass of lemonade?
Yeah.
Alright, yeah, cool. And you got paid in different ways. Either the BNA used to pay you the full whack, or the elderly person would pay you a percentage, and the BNA would pay you the rest, or the elderly person would pay you the full whack.
Yeah. I don't think I had any of them.
Money was coming from various different places. Then there was the elderly person, sorry, I'm not ageist. There was the elderly person who was like, oh cool, they sent us a new slave.
Yeah.
Those were the ones. I used to go to one that was round the corner from my house. So I'd either cycle around or walk, and it was a couple.
Some of them were really far away though, weren't they?
I used to go to some that were in Acomb.
Yeah.
And I struggled to find them and stuff.
No, because we didn't have GPS back then.
Nope.
And
yeah, the one that I used to do it was like more Clifton, freaking Norma. That was like a work camp. That was, good year. I've got a couple of jobs for you. Can you cut the grass? It's like, yeah, I guess. And then it was like some days it'd be do the garden.
Yeah.
Luckily,
I never had garden ones. It was watering plants, fair enough.
Yeah, but this was, a lot of it was you had to go and do what they asked you to do.
Yeah. Most of the time it was just polishing and hoovering.
Yeah.
Just making the house look alright.
With the hoover around and doing this and the other. Are you gonna do the rest?
Well, I can mention the rest. So, I just want to point out, I went to one house and they had a cockatoo. No, they didn't have a cock or two. They had the bird, a cockatoo, right? And it was the most vicious little fucking thing. Every time you went near it, it tried to get you. So I'm trying to tidy up this friggin' kitchen, and this bird's like trying to get me. Horrible it was.
Should have got the hoover on it.
Should have got the hoover on it. Just sprayed polish in its little face. But every now and again, no.
Cookiecast does not condone animal cruelty.
No, to shine its beak.
Oh, right. Sorry.
God, you're getting the wrong end of the stick there.
I misunderstood, clearly.
So we, every now and again, they offered us these. Did they pay us extra? It was extra pay, wasn't it?
Mm.
It was double pay? Or whatever it was, bonus.
There was an additional amount of money offered.
For what they called a deep clean. Deep cleans.
I don't like it.
I think I did two of them as well. Deep cleans are usually for. You can continue making them noises. I'm going to talk about it. For elderly people who have lived in a house but are unable to look after themselves, which then means that their houses fall into disarray, meaning they either were blind and couldn't get to put the rubbish out, or find a bin, or probably a toilet. So we went to these houses which were utter styes. I'm not talking like they have been like this for a while. They are rubbish everywhere. Think shits in bags. The bathrooms
and that's not figurative. That is literal.
Yeah, literal shits in bags. And these houses were disgusting. And you kind of felt sorry for the people that lived there, because obviously it was their way of life, and we would just had to go in and gloves on and get this crap out of there.
They were very... So the way it was sold was you'd never do one on your own.
No.
Certainly not the first time you wouldn't do it on your own. There'd be somebody with you who was more experienced with this. There'd be a higher level of cleaning required, so like they'd bring equipment and stuff, so those things like that. You could put on your record with the BNA that you didn't want to do them, but they encouraged you to do at least one maybe a couple to start with, and then you could opt out. Even after we opted out on it, they still used to come through to us and ask us about them.
Because nobody wanted to do them.
No, you shouldn't be contacting me about this. It's on my file that I don't do these. Oh yeah, we were just checking. It's like, go away.
Yeah, they were absolutely horrible.
The day of collecting our GCSE results, we had two things to do that day. We had to go and collect our GCSE results.
Yep.
And then we had to go to a deep clean.
I don't think I collected my GCSE results that day.
I don't think you did, because we had to be there at a particular time and they were taking their sweet fucking time to sort the GCSE results out.
I also didn't care about my GCSE results.
Yeah, you find them out and you look further down.
I mean,
stuff.
No one cares about them nowadays. If you went for a job and they said, "Oh, make sure you've got GCSE in maths," like, no, I've been working for 30 years. Why the hell would I?
Yeah.
Anyway, carry on.
So we went to the school, we did that, then eventually we sort of left, went to meet this guy who turned up. Now, we were on bikes, so that was fine for us. This guy turned up in a car.
Yeah.
Because he needed a car to bring the additional cleaning supplies. And he did this is a house we've been to before, the
guy was blind. Which way? Are we talking the Fulford one, or are we talking the...
Fulford.
Right.
The guy was a shut-in.
Yeah.
Now, obviously picture in your mind what you think a shut-in is, and then we'll tell you what a real shut-in looks like. Did he have one leg? He was in a wheelchair.
He was definitely in a wheelchair. He probably did have one leg.
I think he had one leg.
He was blind. Pretty blind.
And he was the size of the house as well.
He was massive.
He also had a dog.
Oh God, yeah.
So, do you remember the bit where I said he was a shut-in? And it wasn't a small dog. It was a German Shepherd.
Oh.
And he was particularly unpleasant because, the guy we were with is like, oh, you've got to have a bit of a thick skin for this sort of stuff, because he is the way he is and he doesn't see people a lot, but when he does see people, he's really horrible to them, so, swings around about sort of thing. So we went in, he was in it was like a downstairs flat, there was the dog, the place, I can still remember the smell.
It was so bad. So bad.
Curtains were closed, it was really dark in there, and all this and
There was rubbish everywhere.
The place was just a bomb site, and the area that needed the most attention was the bathroom. Now, as I've mentioned, the gentleman in question was quite large.
Large and in charge?
Not
in charge.
He was quite large. I believe he only had one leg. And somehow there was a conversation about the fact that he was unable to use the toilet.
And why was that?
Because he was too big.
Yep.
And he couldn't get on and off the toilet and into his wheelchair and things like that. So he needed a larger receptacle for toilet waste.
Poops and peeps.
Poops and peeps.
Yeah.
That receptacle, as I'm sure you can imagine at this point in time, was the bath. And some kind soul had decided, you know what, so let's stick the plug in, shall we? There was a point where me and you were in one of the rooms and it was just me and you, and the guy, he never stopped shouting from the moment we got there and barking orders, and I'm sure he thought, there was something about, he thought that we were stealing his stuff and all this, and me and you were in a room at one point and just like, never, 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 never again. And as I'm sure you can imagine and you can gather at this point in time, one of the most traumatic experiences I imagine you and I have ever had.
It was certainly a character building exercise.
Nobody should live like that. And I imagine in this day and age, well, I say I imagine, I wouldn't like to think, but I imagine in this day and age people don't live like that.
No, people do. It's surprising how many these things go on.
And obviously, what I've said there doesn't sound overly, I don't know what. If I was in that position, I wouldn't want to. I wouldn't want to live like that.
It was probably his way of life.
It was his way of life, and.
But I'll tell you what.
Jesus.
I'll tell you what. We got to go see Metallica.
Oh
yeah, that was great. Manchester MEN.
Yeah.
Yeah, Load Tour, wasn't it? Load Tour.
Yeah.
Your favourite album, Load and Reload.
Was at the time.
Yeah. Oh, what a great gig that was. That was the one, such a good gig. That was the one where all kind of like pretended to blow up at the end and they came on with the light bulbs.
People falling out of their rafters and stuff.
So good. Guy runs across the stage on fire.
On fire?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Not James Hetfield this time.
It wasn't?
No.
Unusual.
No. So yeah, that end of the day, paid the bills. Paid the Metallica bills.
It did play the Metallica bills.
Back when Metallica weren't charging £100 per ticket.
Yeah.
Yeah. Although I've heard the Genesis tickets are really expensive.
Apparently so.
Yeah.
I won't be.
I will not be going.
I won't buy
No one like Phil Collins' Genesis. No one.
Yeah.
Anyway. So, that was would you say that's the worst job? Would you say that's worse than McDonald's?
I think there are different levels of things because you can have like a job that's like more like psychological abuse. I've had jobs that I've hated for other reasons that in some way is nearly as bad as that. I mean, nothing comes close to that. I mean, nobody should be put in that situation. And I'm pretty sure at one point when I spoke to them on the phone, I'd ended up saying when they kept phoning me for them, and I said nobody should have to do that.
No one of our age, anyway. You shouldn't put kids into that situation.
I don't think
You'd never put kids into it now.
I might have lied about my age to get that job.
Well, maybe I did. But can you imagine the health and safety that would go into that job now?
You wouldn't be able to do it.
You wouldn't be allowed to do it. Absolutely not.
Health and safety, you would have a field day or something like that.
So, B&A, we've covered that. I worked for Virgin Megastore. Did that for a while. And that was quite fun. It was, it was...
Got to meet some nice people.
Did I?
I presume so.
Oh.
Was Miles there at that time?
No, Miles wasn't there, actually.
No?
No.
Stimpy?
Maybe.
Was Stimpy doing security at that?
Maybe, yeah. Marcus
time?
was.
Steve?
No, I think maybe Steve had left, I can't remember. But no, it was fun. It was, for a retail, I hated Sunday nights because you had to get everything ready for Monday.
Yeah.
That was the worst. But that was a great job, actually. You know, one of the best jobs I had when I was younger, even though I probably, have many horror stories about it, working for Warner Village, or View as it is called now.
View. I loved it.
You loved me. Everyone loved me working there.
When you worked there.
Yeah. Because when I worked there...
There was a point in time where I used to go to the cinema and it would cost £1.50 for a ticket to go to the cinema.
I don't want to go into this too much because I don't want to get into trouble.
And then further down the line...
What's the statute of limitations in this country? All right.
I don't know. I remember getting to go... I'll use my words carefully. I remember getting to go to see Godzilla. And I remember coming out of that, I was with my dad, and he asked to see a manager and complained about how bad that film was. And the manager was like, I'm really sorry about that. Let me get you some free tickets.
Typical your dad. That's all I'm going to say on that one. Typical your dad.
It was for the lols.
But yeah,
I enjoyed when you
know
worked
what?
there.
I worked there 2 years, and then I left and worked in Game Station Warehouse and a few other bits and bobs probably. And then I went back for another year.
You do right.
Yeah.
It was a glorious time.
It was fun. With the staff, we had some great lols in that place. The best part of it was working as an usher, and the last thing at night.
I remember a conversation between me and you where, when I say conversation, let's kick that up a notch. Let's go to heated debate.
Oh, right.
Between me and you, where I was telling you, people you work with aren't your friends, they're your work colleagues.
I often say that to people now at work.
Yeah? Whereas now, my friends mostly comprise of people I work with. And I often think about that. I often think, shit, that one came back to bite me, didn't it?
It was the other day, Luby had put a post on Facebook saying, "Oh, I'm going to bring these marmalade digestives in for everyone to try." Right? Marmalade on toast chocolate digestives. Right? And she said, "Oh,
what?"
Because she keeps bringing these random weird biscuits in for everyone to try." Right? So, and I was like, "Oh yeah," and I comment on the post, "Just bring them in on Wednesday." But Wednesday's the day when everyone gets shipped off to the site. So yeah, everyone was like dissing me for that. But Warners, whatever you want to call it, when you worked as an usher on the last screening of the day, we used to have popcorn fights. Because obviously you didn't have to clean the screens out because no one was coming in, and the cleaners came in the next day to give it a deep clean. So you'd find empty tubs of popcorn.
Don't say deep clean.
Deep clean. Deep clean. Anyway, and we used to launching these half-eaten buckets of popcorn at each other across cinema aisles and things, and yeah.
But the cleaners loved you.
Yeah, well, they had their job, we had ours.
Fuck them is what you mean.
There was the occasional dickhead though that would get a half-eaten thing of popcorn, pour a load of drink in it, and whatever else he could find, and then just go and tip it upside down and leave it on the floor for when the cleaners came in the next day. So when they picked it up, just all went everywhere.
Don't be that guy.
I know, exactly.
Don't be that guy.
Exactly.
Fucking people.
And you'd find full packs of sweets that no one did.
Nom nom nom.
Exactly. You'd find hot food that people have snuck in. Dicks. But it's when you find someone who had dropped a drink from middle of the aisle and it all just
and it
runs down and you've got to mop it all.
Laminate floors.
Yeah. But it was
for
great.
that very reason, I presume.
That was a great job,
That was a great job.
And a lot of people I knew did get in for free.
I don't know what you're talking about. I paid for every single ticket to the cinema.
A lot of people.
I often tell people about how I was one of the first people in this country, in fact the world, to see The Phantom Menace.
Yeah, that was the other thing. We had staff showings because they had to. That was when they had proper reels, not digital. It was.
Oh no.
They had to put together the reels and then they had to run it through, and that's when the staff showings were. Yep. So people would come through the test of the reel, and yeah, it would be great. It would be at midnight.
Walked out there, and they were queuing from there to Frankie and Benny's.
Yeah.
And we got to spoil people's days by telling them how shit the Phantom
I'll tell you what was worse. Titanic. They were queuing all over the place for Titanic.
Not surprised.
But there's certain songs now that remind me of working there because we always used to go at the end credits. I can imagine how annoying it is nowadays to working in a cinema, watching all these Marvel movies where everyone has to stay till the end of the credits.
Yeah, I feel sorry for the guys because all they waiting for is for you to get the.
And you weren't allowed to go past them in the screens because it would spoil their enjoyment. So you had to wait. You could do all the rows behind who weren't there, but you weren't allowed to go past. I know. But yeah, that was a really enjoyable job. I think if it paid more and the hours were better,
I'd go back.
Yeah, in a way, yeah, I'd go back. But I'd want to be on exactly the same wage I am now and work whatever hours I want to now.
I don't think it works.
No, I don't think it's going to work.
I don't think jobs work like that.
No, me neither. But that was a great job. Any other jobs? Oh, I worked in a comic. Oh no, I worked in Game Station.
Huh?
Yeah, I worked in Game Station. That was a great job.
Yeah, you did.
That's when I met 80.
80 Boo!
Yeah, 80 Boo.
Big shout out to 80 Boo.
Yeah. That was a good job. Any other jobs you want to talk about or you maybe had? There's got to be something that we missed.
Well, I mean, like I say, there's the Vision Express years.
That was a long time.
I could talk about. I mean, I did 7.5 years working for Vision Express.
Did you work with my brother?
For a long time, yes.
Did you? I thought I didn't know if you like
got him
switched.
his job.
No, can't get him out of there. He's still there now. Big Nick's left though.
Has he?
Yeah.
Really?
Yeah, he's gone to
Don't say Specsavers.
No, but he's gone to John Lewis had Marks and Spencer's optician. No, they've now got Marks and Spencer's opticians in there, and that's where he is.
Okay. Vision Express was one of those things that I owe large parts of my life to Vision Express, but that was the job I was referring to earlier.
Did they also owe you large parts of your life?
They did, yeah. That was the thing where when I left there, I was traumatised by that job. There were aspects and elements, especially at the back end.
My brother's still there. 10 years, I think he's been there now.
Yeah.
Which is crazy.
Must be more than 10 years.
Must be, yeah.
Because, like I say, I left there in 2007. July 2007. I left there. And your brother had been there a while by the time I left. So, probably more like 15 years. I have a lot to thank that time for. But yeah, I was very much traumatised when I left.
You often feel that, like, when you look back at your jobs, like, the kind of length of job becomes more and more as the older you get.
Yeah, because I mean, I suppose there's an element of you become less flexible.
Yeah.
And I don't mean, downward-facing dog. I mean, you're probably prepared to compromise for more. And the job we're doing now, if you look at where we started to where we are now, especially since we've just had our quote-unquote tell days, which is like when you find out your bonuses and your pay rise. If you look at where we were a good few years ago compared to where we are now, the benefits and the perks are getting less and less and less.
Oh yeah, definitely. Well, it's peaks and troughs, so we've gone
Yeah.
from like a low amount up and up and up to that point, and now it's going back down again.
It is.
I think I remember I was on 15 grand when I first started it.
He said it again.
Oh no.
He said it again.
Oh god.
Fuck's sake. 127.
I was
I'm gonna put it on the freaking TV next time. Do not say where we work.
Why? It's good. It's a good job. We've not slagged it off.
We haven't slagged it off, but
it's free advertising for them.
I've been informed in the past not to, because our opinions are not supported by where we work.
Our opinions,
however,
do not reflect on the company that we work for.
Somebody can use these things against.
But we have not said anything bad about it.
It doesn't matter. We've said bad things about
other
things.
When I first worked at the large insurance company,
just say where we work now. It's perfectly serviceable. It's worked fine up till this point.
It could be any of the large insurance companies.
Oh, yes, of all those large insurance companies, because nobody was going to be able to work out where we live and which large insurance, number one employer.
Well, right.
I'm making it worse because I'm
you
just cut all of this.
You should have told me off when I was talking about working at Monk's Cross for them and in town, because that's once again.
Yep.
You should have caveated this before we started recording.
Yeah.
You knew we were
It's
going to
all my
talk
fault.
about
It's
work.
all my fault. I thought we were talking about jobs we'd done in the past.
Yeah, but we were going to touch on the new job, on the current jobs.
We weren't.
We were, because we need. Well,
Move
obviously
on.
we talked about.
Move on. This is all stuff I'm going to have to try and edit out on
You
a
won't edit
shit
out.
tool.
Cookie doesn't edit.
Cookie doesn't edit. You will officially be the third edit. Fourth, actually.
At least,
You
know.
can go on the list with Ed. And me.
Well, at least it wasn't any racist remark or.
I mean, you can. I'm cutting all of this out, so you might as well get your rating now.
No, because I don't want people to think I'm some kind of racist. Unlike you.
Most racist comedian.
Yeah, exactly.
Big shout out to Bert. Looking forward to the new special.
I know, I saw a trailer for it the other day.
Len was like, why have they used that as a trailer? It's just not funny. I was crying in the corner. I was like, you need to inherit a sense of humour at some point.
So jobs? Any more jobs you would like to discuss? Any more jobs you'd like to talk
I can tell you about one of the worst jobs I ever did.
I thought you just started with... I thought we've had B&A. I thought we've had McDonald's.
B&A, McDonald's.
And?
I worked for that, one of them clipboard places.
Oh yeah, what was that one in Leeds you went
That was
to?
it. That was it. I did one
Right.
day and never went back.
Yeah, I couldn't believe you took that job in Leeds. I was like, what the hell?
Oh my god, it was awful. But no, that's not what I was talking about.
Oh.
I was going to talk about working for Specsavers. Hands down one of the worst jobs I've ever had.
I kind of forgot you'd worked there.
I worked for another... the job that I worked for directly after working for Specsavers was also not a fantastic job.
What was
it? I'm not going to say where it was. Anybody who knows me might know where I'm talking about. Anybody that doesn't, let's leave it like that.
Certainly wasn't any kind of insurance company.
He wasn't. I hated working for Specsavers with a passion. A hard passion. I hated
Why?
working for them. It was the people. People were awful. Every single one of them.
You see,
was
I've
awful.
been in Specsavers and they must have changed because they're very helpful now and they're really good.
I'm sure they're very helpful to the public.
But not to the staff.
The one in the place where we live, the owner, the manager, the owner wasn't great. The manager was a truly
So, did you just say
person.
the place where we live because you didn't want to say the...
I'm trying to keep a little bit of distance because I'm aware that person is still the manager there.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
Wow.
Found that out the other day.
Also, people know where we live because we've talked about that many different locations and over the last...
I know, I was just trying to put a bit of separation.
Oh, right, just checking. You work it out.
Basically, if you weren't a borderline alcoholic and you didn't like football, they didn't know how to do. You could see the blank expression. They're like, "Oh, do you like going out drinking loads?" Not really.
To be honest, back then, yes.
And it's like, okay, which football team do you support? Don't really support football. And they would just glaze over, and you could hear the sound going.
Did you see that little display last night?
And yeah, at that point, they didn't know how to deal with you, so they just couldn't deal with you past that point.
No, it's...
It was, do you like drinking to the point that you're probably a borderline alcoholic? Do you like football? Or do you like adultery? If
that kind of person.
If those are your things, you are welcome here. If not, don't know what to tell you, mate. Yeah. Also, I came from a company that prided themselves a lot on the high quality that they produced. And I spent 7.5, nearly 8 years producing high quality spectacles.
Well, yeah, they don't make them in store anymore.
They do not. Specsavers, on the other hand, made garbage. And I do mean garbage. Mate of mine, who I used to work with Vision Express, big shout out to Ian, recently had glasses. I don't know if it was York, I can't convert. Recently had glasses from Specsavers, and he knew that they were wrong. Went back on to do the centres again, and centres were out. It's like, oh, well done, Specsavers, you can't even get the simple things right. Awful company, awful product.
I mean, that is one man's opinion.
That is my opinion.
Yeah.
But
yeah. I like to caveat that with...
Yeah. That was a first hand... I've seen behind the curtain, and yeah. Like the machinery, the equipment that they were using, none of it was calibrated, and they, before I got there, they didn't put, bevels on lenses. It's like, what do you mean you don't bevel lenses? And they couldn't understand the concept of it. It's like, it's like a danger to send people out with lenses that aren't beveled. It was like they were looking at me like I had two heads.
Oh, it's beveled.
So you take the sharp edge off a lens.
Thought so.
Off the back of a lens. Like if you were in a car crash and the glasses went into your face.
Yeah.
Probably want to reduce the damage.
A bit like Harold, but for the female version. Beveled. Yeah. So I've got a couple more jobs that I've been sat here racking my brains, like, where else did I work? So I worked at O2 at the designer outlet.
You did? You helped me
in
secure...
In the place where we live.
You helped me to secure my very first iPhone.
I got my very first
iPhone 3.
Oh, I had the iPhone 1 when it came out. Jailbroke.
Oh, absolutely.
Bricked it.
Get all those free games.
Yeah, bricked it.
Meh.
Yeah, so yeah, I worked at O2 in the designer outlet, and it was, I'm pretty sure that it was illegal what was going on there.
There were a few, I remember when you were there, and there were a few concerns.
Because it was a franchise, they had their own kind of rules in place.
Yeah.
So if you got below 85% on the mystery shopper, you lost your bonus, your commission, and everyone else did.
Yeah.
And it's just like, how can that even be actually something that happens? It's one person's mistake. It should be they lost their commission, not the rest of us. And they used to push the cheaper phone on the higher tariff because it made them more money.
I mean, that to me makes sense from a
it was
business
a Sony Ericsson
angle.
K800, I think it was. It was like the phone that they wanted rid of. It came in black, came in white. This for smartphones really, and everyone was like, they just wanted you to sell that on pay as you go, on contract, whatever you could get it on, highest contract possible.
Oh dear.
Yeah, it was such a dodgy place to work. Really. Yeah, the amount of times we lost our commission was crazy. Absolutely crazy. But, yeah, I hated that because it was basically only busy at the weekend. During the week, all you get is old people.
Designer that's empty.
Yeah, old people, or you'd get people training up guide dogs. That was the two things I remember coming in during the week.
Wow.
So, yeah, absolutely off. And... why the hell is there a phone shop in there? It wasn't even an outlet. They used to say, they sold accessories cheap. But you couldn't get a cheap phone contract.
No.
Yeah, exactly. But remember some days they used to drive cars through? Like when they were bringing in cars to show in the...
Yeah.
And they had to drive them all the way through the outlet. That was pretty cool. So yeah, you got to see some cool supercars.
Handbrake turner.
And I left O2 to work for Richer Sounds. Do you remember the My Richer Sound story?
I vaguely remember you working there.
Oh, man. So, I was really excited about this because it was quite a cool place to work. It was just opening in York. They'd announced that they were opening up.
Yeah.
And I was like, right, I had to go over to Leeds for my interview in the store over there. Got on really well with all the staff. Quite an interesting job. They put me through trials to see if I could sell TVs, stuff like that. Did really well. They're like, "Yep, job's yours. Fantastic. Here's your contract. This is where you're going to be working. Going to be working in York. So yeah, what we want you to do though is go over to York and help set up." So I'd been over to Leeds a couple of days to help to kind of do a bit of training days and things like that.
Mm-hmm.
So I went through to, when I came back to York and helped set up the store, getting everything in place, ready for the open day. The area manager comes across. Bear in mind, it's like my first full day in York, and the store wasn't even open.
Yeah.
Area manager comes across, takes me to one side and goes, "We don't think you're the Richard Sounds image." Those were his exact words. "We don't think you're the Richard Sounds image. So we decided to end your contract." And they paid me off for the entire month.
That's really bad.
And I can safely say I have never been a Richard Sounds since. And I will happily tell people that story and slag the hell off
That's
Richard
really
Sounds.
bad.
I hate them so much. That's one of the most annoying, most angry jobs.
How long ago was that?
That was after 02, so it was before.
I mean, you should do it on purpose now.
I forgot again.
Fuck's sake.
Oh my god. It's hard not to talk.
I'm gonna fire this fucking podcast into the sun. Fuck's sake.
It's hard not to say it. We are talking about jobs and we are talking about all the company names.
Is unusable. So far, I've done 4 podcasts and 3 of them have dodgy audio. I imagine by now this is all in slow-mo. Fucking Jesus.
So, yeah, it was before that place I worked. We work now. Large insurance company. Hiscox, isn't it? We work at Hiscox.
Yeah.
See? Yeah.
Move on.
Anyway, so yeah, it was before then. So over 10 years ago now.
I suppose discrimination for image laws won't have been in place at that point in time.
I didn't have that many piercings back then. Yeah, I had tattoos. But I didn't have that many piercings anymore.
So the thing is, isn't it, that nowadays you cannot discriminate against somebody for tattoos and piercings. No,
exactly.
Which I often wonder, I often think is particularly difficult for companies. Like if you're a company that has a uniform and that uniform is short sleeves, and somebody like me turns up, I turn up to an interview in a suit.
And no one knows.
Nobody knows.
I often go to interviews when I've, had interviews in the past. Long sleeves.
Yeah.
But sometimes, if it's like a long interview, I'll make sure I roll my sleeves up so they can see.
Well, and then there's that, let's say they give you the job and then you turn up day one, put your short sleeve t-shirt, a polo shirt or whatever, and they're then like, we never realised. But then there's nothing they can do about it. Well, there's nothing they can do about that. I'm sure they can always find a reason.
Find a reason, absolutely. Impose a new dress code.
Yeah. Well.
Oh, I remember the day when our current job, I did away with dress code. Oh, love that day.
I turned up to the first day of our current job in a full suit. I think I made it till lunchtime before the tie and jacket was off.
Yeah.
And then I think by the time I'd moved from the building that's not there anymore to the building that you work in and I don't.
Yeah.
It wasn't quite full. It was smart casual.
Yeah.
At that point, so that was shirt and trousers. We didn't have to wear a tie or anything.
No.
And at the point that I moved out of that building, I moved up to where I am now, and that building didn't have a dress code.
No.
So we dropped the dress code then.
When I worked in Sheffield for that company, and they didn't have a dress code,
No.
and it was just like, I can't believe that they're not rolling this out across sites.
Yeah. And then they did. They rolled it across, out across everywhere.
Because we're not customer facing.
No. Yeah, I mean, I wear a... I don't wear a t-shirt unless it's Friday. I wear a t-shirt on Friday.
This is what I wear for work usually because it's comfy. It's chuck it on in the morning. Don't really care what I look like. But I used to wear polo shirts all the time. I also went through a phase of shumpers.
Are they like jorts?
They are shumpers are
Shirt jumper?
terrible things. Yeah, it's one of them shirts that it's like the collar of a shirt, but the rest is the jumper. It's like a fake shirt.
Okay.
Because it was just easy. You didn't have to iron a shirt. You just had a jumper, and it looked like you had a nice shirt on underneath. But actually, that was just a collar of a shirt and a jumper.
Okay.
Jumpers were great. I mean, they're absolutely terrible pieces of fashion, and no one should wear them.
I'm sure. They sound amazing.
Absolutely.
I wish I
So,
had more than one.
After Richer Sounds, I was like, was let go. Month's pay. I was like, fuck you guys. I decided to. But you've been on the dole before. Job seekers allowance. Yeah, I was on job seekers allowance.
Yeah.
And then I did a part-time job with my Rich on his Yorkshire pudding wagon. That was quite good.
Huh?
We went around different parts of the country selling Yorkshire puds. Went to Santa Pod Raceway, watched the top field of dragsters.
Nice.
Sold Yorkshire puddings. We used to get up at 7 in the morning, after sleeping in a tent this is. 7 in the morning, work till 10, 11 o'clock at night. Do that maybe 2-3 days. 50 quid a day. Doesn't seem like much really.
Not now.
Yeah. So, was it 50 quid for the weekend? Might be 50 quid for the weekend. It wasn't much. But, yeah, it was a good laugh. And then after, a good while of that, of being paid cash and being on the... and just trying, I thought, right, I'm enough of this now, I need a proper job, full time, Kelly Services, current job. Kind of brings us back around to the beginning, or the beginning of the end.
Is it the beginning? No, it's the beginning of the end.
So, and throughout current job, I've been through several different departments, here and there, different offices.
Whereas I'm in the same department I started in.
That must be... Do you not feel like a change? No, you're in the same department, but you're doing something different.
My team went through different names, different change. Like, I've had different roles, but the whole time I've been there, I've been in the same department.
Hey, since we've been there, companies changed from one name to another.
It has.
Yeah. Have you visited any of the other sites across the country?
Yeah, I came to see you in Sheffield one day.
Oh, apart from that, there's Norwich.
Nope.
We have Dorking now.
Nope.
We have Eastleigh.
Nope.
Man, have you been to London?
Nope.
Oh, man, I've been to all of these offices. All great fun. Love going away and work dollar.
Not lots anymore.
Well, no, not the more.
Because of the virus.
Yeah. But yeah, so yeah. There we go. I've told you where we work several times. That's all I want to do this podcast.
And you will never hear it, I'm afraid. I will
I'll make
systematically remove.
I'll make sure that next podcast I mention it as much as possible.
Then that will also get fired into the thing. Like, cool, I'm just going to press this button here. It looks like the stop button, but feel free to keep talking.
Don't know why you're so mad about it.
I'm going to write it on a post note and stick it to my forehead next time.
Just have it on like a
rolling banner on the TV. I hate doing editing in Audacity. It's a nightmare.
But you were something else.
No, stuck in my ways.
All right, exactly. So don't moan at me.
Are you done?
Yeah.
You done ruining my day?
Yeah, I've done ruining your day.
Wonderful.
I mean, it was nice to talk about the jobs we've had and how far we've come.
Yeah.
Because obviously we've the jobs we have now are pretty well,
We're a long way from paper rounds and
telesales and McDonald's.
Oh, jeez. There are times that I actually have like little fears, like working where we work. There's, there are times where it's like, ooh.
We both survived redundancies
Multiple times. And you never know, that next one might come around and the next one might be...
Yeah, but the longer we're there, the more money we get for redundancy. Until they cut that in half.
I can't afford to be in that position.
No.
So, and then I have what would I do then? And then I have the fear, what if I have to go back to retail?
Never. There's not enough money in it. I have friends who are still in retail. My brother is one. Not enough money in it. I cannot afford.
Man.
When I look for jobs now, when you click on like the pay brackets that you want, I can't go that one below.
150,000.
Yeah, I can't below it. Can't go below that.
1.2 million.
Yeah.
Wage. Can't go below it. Not a penny less.
Because I just can't. Well, yeah, I could probably cope with less money, but I don't want less money.
Who wants less money?
I know, exactly. I don't want it to. I'm used to my lifestyle. Champagne and caviar. I need the,
Champagne lifestyle.
I need my gold leaf toilet roll.
Well, there is that.
My gold leaf caviar. No, that's not a thing. There we go.
Right, well, thanks for coming and, spoiling my day.
I didn't spoil your day. I'll say it again. I'll threaten you. I'll say it again.
Wow.
That could be my threat.
Obviously now you've got a couple of weeks.
Oh, now I've got to think of something else to talk about.
To come up with a new subject.
Oh.
Just talk about your fun times in Disney.
Oh.
For 2 hours.
You might not see me. I might be self-quarantined.
If I'm honest, you were like, I'm going away next week. It's like, better not be before Monday. Go get that juicy podcast out of you before you go.
Well, yeah, it might be. I might not be able to do one next time because I might be self-quarantined. I might not be allowed.
Skype.
Fuck that.
Right, thank you very much for coming.
It's alright.
And I will talk to you again soon, hopefully.
Not about jobs.
Well, no, that one is in the books, as they say. Right, bye, people. So there you go, what do you think of that? Another one done. Another one with the boy Luke. Yeah, maybe a little bit of editing, but, needs must and all that. YouTube watchers, make sure YouTube subscribers, like, share, comment, subscribe. Yeah, do that one. Everybody jump over to the Cookiecast.com. Check us out over there. Send us some love. Yeah. So there we go. That's this one done. And on to next ones. Until next time, I'm going to say bye, and I'll see you then. Bye.